In the first few years that we have spent with Missy and Pecs, they have stretched their influence out from the tiny island of Malta all the way to Labda on the coast of North Africa. The 3 provinces they've gained here will help them consolidate wealth and in turn power. Yet just to the north of Malta, Melissa's rival plots and plans. She will need to remain vigilant in these coming nights because, as of yet, she has no allies to call upon. But we can hope as her influence spreads, that we'll find more opportunities to make friends in the night. Kia ora, Legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, Princes of Darkness, where we have a nice new color for Malta. Blood red. I feel like it's going to fit nicely for Missy. And as we have time rolling by, we've started hunting one of our subjects. As Melissa has an opening in her herd, we don't need all the sanguine blood that we've had coming through, so we've released one of our sanguine ones in the hopes that we can find some more choleric blood. But that aside, what we're going to be focusing on first of all, and what I neglected a little bit in the first episode, is that we do have activities that we can plan. A hunt being one of them, and now our gold is high enough that we might be able to start to build up a little bit of our prestige. And so that's exactly what we're going to attempt to do. We are going to start planning a hunt here, and we are going to be going for a regular hunt rather than falconry. And of course, we are going to need a destination. And I mean, it's not great hunting. We've got high development over here. We've got desert. I think we're probably still going to try and hunt in Malta. Even though we do have one negative here, we're not going to have to travel all that far to actually do some hunting. And while we don't have a lot of coin, it could still be worth us getting a caravan master of some kind. So we get a lot of travel safety from Matilda here, but we don't get much in the way of speed. And maybe safety is what we want right now. Matilda, even though you're going to be a poor caravan master, we still need someone. And under our travel options here, we can make haste, which is going to get rid of a little bit of that safety, but I think we're fine with doing that. And it does look like that's going to be that for now. We could try and make some visits. If we pop on over here, it looks like we could get some lifestyle experience over there. It's actually, the closest point that we can go to. We could get a bit of wanderer experience over here in Tunis, but do we really want to visit the Sea of Shadows? I mean, we could, or maybe not in this instance, because Malta is actually where we need to get to, so, well, it is what it is. As for the intent, we are going to be looking to slay a beast. We want to try and get as much prestige from this as we possibly can. And it looks like if we put a little bit more funding into this, we might have a higher chance of success. Flushing gangs. Okay. But that's going to put us at, well, that's all that we can afford. So maybe we stick to that. And instead, over here, we try and boost the amount of total prestige that we can get. Yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to end up going for. So let us start the hunt. And right away, we're making camp because we are where we are. We're already in Malta. As we await the arrival of the rest of the guards, my servants get started on preparations. And I imagine there's going to be many more preparations for Kindred when it comes to safely hunting out there. So we'll let time roll by and we'll see if this hunt goes well. Florinu assembles the party as sun rises, or rather sets over the camp in the flatlands near Malta. The local gamekeepers have scoured the vicinity for recent tracks and fumes. And while there hasn't been a sign of a buck in the area, there is evidence of plenty of hares. So we're going to be hunting some rabbits. It's relatively harmless, or we could try and go for a wolf. I mean, already our success chance is so low, maybe we just try and play it a little safer. Let's go for it. As at the end of the day, something is going to be better than nothing. It looks like we've got some illegal prey here. Poachers here in the Countess's Plain. They huddle together as I ride up with my guards, making a poor job of hiding the dead stag behind them. So we do have stags here. We did not do this. Please have mercy. glorious countess. Their blades and bows belie their words. We can get a bit of extra tax and popular opinion will go down if we hang them. We can gain some extra prowess, which is always tempting, but it would decrease the success chance of this hunt. We could try and claim their lives, which could increase the chance of it succeeding, or we just tell them to get out of here. Well, it seems like this is only going to slightly decrease our success, and a bit of extra prowess, I think, can go a long way. We'll see just how much that's set us back, and 3%. Under my wing, my party and I stalk through our copse, eyes peeled for any sign of a hare. From the canopy above, a soft twittering spills forth, growing louder as we advance. It's a nestling, screeching for its mother. An agile huntsman brings down a fluffy aes, an unfledged raptor chick from the oak. What luck! Only young birds caught in the wild can be properly trained to hunt. We could give it as a gift to David. No, have it taken back to my muse. We gain a hunting raptor, which gives us some vassal opinion, but also more prestige. I like it. Cornering the hare. My champion, Matilda, is the first to spot its bounding legs. The swift jack is hard to distinguish, but there's no doubt it's there, observing us through the tree line. It locks eyes with me, and almost as though the animal senses my intent, suddenly takes off in a flash of sandy fur. We ride after the rabbit. This is a more perilous method, but it's a rabbit, so we will go for this. We will get a little bit of stress because we are naturally calm, but it shall be worth the prestige. From nowhere, oh dear, I pause to quaff from my water skin, savoring some cool relief from the sweet havoc of the chase. As I secure it at my side, I hear a low whistling noise. The arrow slams into the dirt at my feet, burying itself deeply into the ground. I and the closest spin around, but there is no one there, only the rustling wind through leafy bushes. Someone tried to get us. Or it could have just been a mistake. We could take a little bit of extra stress here to try and see if we could find out who that arrow was from. Our intrigue isn't great, but I don't think Missy would just let this slide. Unfortunately though, there is no clue. And it looks like we have cornered the hare. After hours of riding, we're finally cornering the wily beast. Our chase has not been in vain. The wary jack is spent, already bitten by a hound. It squats in terror as the dogs close in, held in check by the feuiters. It gave us, and the dogs in particular, a mighty good chase, dashing, rushing, and hiding between every pock of shrub and flatland. But we caught it in the end. Hold off, I want to practice my aim. Oh, unleash the hounds. No, I think we'll practice our aim here. We'll lose some stress, a fair amount of stress at that. We'll get some prestige, and we will have slayed the beast. I take aim as the party keep the exhausted animal in place. Exhale and loose. The arrow strikes true, straight to the beast's heart. That's how you do it. Even more prestige. We will take that. Wonderful. Everything that could go wrong seemed to do so, but there were silver linings to be found. Though the quarry may have been small, the party is still elated with the satisfaction of a good hunt. Matilda directs the breaking up, clumsily skinning the carcass before letting the game masters take over. We place the eager dog's share of the spoils on the stretched hide before departing for camp and home. I'll keep a memento. We will get a hare's foot because of this, giving us more prestige just in general. But I am very happy with the amount of prestige that we've got. We could try and give it to Lord Montano. Yeah, nah. It is a small token, but it is a token that has been earned by Missy. Let us finish the hunt and revel in the 387 prestige that we now have. Prestige that we might be able to enact over here in Labda to, let's say, construct or set about a blood tax. And the blood tax, as we can see here, is we're openly taxing the mortals here. It isn't the most economically sound plan for the prosperity of the county, which is why we lose some popular opinion and the development growth goes down. They really don't like us here because we are a conqueror, but such is the night. We could also do open rule as well, but that's incredibly dangerous, and we want to make sure that the masquerade remains intact. For now though, we will be equipping our harefoot trinket, and we're going to be letting our gold build a little bit more before we look at declaring war on Count Landulf here. Count Landulf, who only has 5 champions to his name. The levies smaller than our own, and he has no allies. That is our foothold into Sicily. And good timing. The blood. We have tracked our prey. You will take the first bite, and she will succumb to the kiss. So this is Agata here. We don't want to completely kill her. We don't want to, sanguine again? Dear. Take a lot. Well, here's the thing. Because of our belief system, straight up killing them isn't so much going to be an option. Or if it is, we are sacrificing some of our faith to do so. This is an innocent mortal, mind you. So let's see. We will take a drink. She will weaken, but she'll be fine. Let's do it. And we are going to start trying to hunt yet another mortal. Looking through here, who shall be next? I think we're probably just going to work down through each of them. Your prowess is really quite decent, Joan. We could try and hunt you and then herdify you. That way we don't have to pay for you to join us. Let's see how that goes. Aftermath of a dream. Despite being a morally dubious affair, the Fourth Crusade has brought great wealth into the city-states of Italy, mostly from pillaged Greek relics. Many people, including Byzantine Canaanites, are also fleeing the chaos and seeking refuge elsewhere. You recently heard of such a caravan traveling not far from your land. Like most refugees, they would be easy prey for your agents, and there is a perspective of stealing any riches that they might carry with them. Another course of action would be to welcome them at your court, a noble act that could also bring new possibilities. Nobody ever said that you are generous without a reason. Let us welcome our poor cousins, bring me anything of value, or such matters are below me. More people could be beneficial. I don't think we're going to say no to them yet, but as it said, either way, there will be consequences. Our decision is made. The Byzantine refugees will be residing with us here in Malta. And here we have the second part. The Byzantine refugees are grateful for your help. They speak of their great city, Constantinople, and their even greater spiritual leader, Michael, a kindred of considerable fame. The patriarch of the dream has fallen with his city, but they still speak of him as an entity almost more godlike than merely Canaanite. As a gift, one of them is presenting you a shard of the mirror, Hagia Sophia, where Michael dwelt before his fall. You could accept it, but there is definitely something strange about this relic. Okay, so company is good enough. We get the Byzantine community for over 50 years, which gives us good popular opinion and also a considerable amount of development growth over time. And then we have my precious, oh dear, the shard, which increases the amount of stress that we gain, but it also greatly increases the amount of prestige and piety that we get. This shard is a small part of what has been the lair of one of the greatest vampires of this era, Michael. You could almost lose yourself in it. Yeah. How covetous are we? How covetous? Sadistic, impatient, calm, brave. Relics such as that shard can be troubling. And you know what? I think to make it a little bit more interesting, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna take the shard. Missy, see what becomes of that. And an alliance. Interesting. Gosh, Count Jafar. Let's see, where are you? Oh, right. Right on our southern border. You know what? I think an alliance wouldn't go amiss. You are tied to your liege here, who is in an alliance with Nagalo up here, who we're probably going to want to make some moves on eventually, but an alliance could still help us out considerably over here. You know what? We shall accept your alliance for now. Yes, we will work together in these nights. I did say that we were looking for friends, and it looks like we might have found one. Here we are. The third part. The shard has always been at your sides these past few days. It's even in your dreams. Dreams of Constantinople, an empire, a trinity of Methuselah united towards a greater utopia. You can feel it slowly eroding your willpower and making you remember things that you shouldn't even know. Before long, you will not even be the same person anymore. And this may be your last chance of keeping your sanity intact. Oh no, the dream is my reality. We convert to Via Archangeli. Following in Michael's footsteps means acting as a muse and a shepherd to all, and as a martyr when need be. As adherents of the road of heaven, the Archangel's faithful view Michael as the risen Christ of the damned and believe vampires must act the part of angels to their mortal herd. Ooh. Very different from how we are right now. We gain a considerable amount of stress to convert, or I am no puppet. We would throw away the shard and all the benefit that comes from it. And right now, it's a considerable amount of benefit. But Missy, she is strong-willed. It is a considerable amount of stress. There is something in this mirror that is changing, Missy. Cast it into the sea. Be done with it. Oh, Montano is back yet again. Montano is in my council chambers once more, prattling on some nonsense about how I have wronged him. His eyes are aflame as he curses my name once again, and his choler only rises as I dismiss his anger with a scornful shake of the head. As he continues to berate me, even as I snipe back retorts in turn, I catch myself considering his eyes again. We're back to this. No sooner have I snapped out of that small reverie that I find my gaze drifting to the curve of his jawline, so strikingly distended by rage. Unconsciously staring, I notice how his chest heaves invitingly as he continues his tirade, and what have I gotten myself into? Okay, so our rival, Montano up here, a very old vampire, mind you, 4th generation, so powerful, very powerful. And we didn't really talk about his clan, Clan La Sombra, the Clan of Shadows. Montano rules over the Sea of Shadows and has a considerable amount of power. He is our rival, but perhaps that may be able to change. Hopefully we can see so much more of each other, Montano. Or, this is ridiculous, we're impatient, so we get more stress. No, okay, Missy, let's see. I have no idea how, the success chance is only 30%. So, yeah. Perhaps if we were to try and call upon our council, could you assist in our schemes? Could you support us there? David, I don't think it's going to help us much when it comes to a seduction scheme. It's still 30%. And of course, we have our prey here, Joan. Let's have a look at your blood. Phlegmatic. Okay. Now, I am okay with us getting some more phlegmatic blood because we do have Dominate as a power. So, yeah, let's take a drink, but he will be fine. We'll just keep that open so we can grab you afterwards. There we are, and let's see, can we herdify? It looks like we need to deal with this first. My spy master has come to me with some grave news. We do not know who, but someone is plotting to kill my champion, Blanca. Blanca, who is a relatively powerful kindred. I don't like that. We must stop the villain behind it, yes, and we will attempt to herdify. But it looks like we're going to have to wait until the seduction scheme has completed. So, Joan, we will keep you in mind. And right, we're not going to sit around forever waiting for this to make its way along. We are going to start making some moves here before other alliances start to pop up. 5 champions? We can do it, right? We can make this work. I mean, we've got a claim, so declare war for our very legitimate claim on Palermo. We've got the prestige to spend. Let us declare war, raise our armies, and we'll try and do so as quickly as we can. Missy, you are going to be leading this army here. As soon as our army is raised, we're going to be trying to land over here in... We could try and land in Syracuse and then just kind of walk across. What we want to do is wait until the penalty for recently embarking is gone, and we can do that in enemy territory. Got 721 troops there, huh? Yeah, you do, huh? Okay. Let's start to slowly make our way over, and it looks like we are going to be met here. If we meet you in the hills, it is going to be balanced. We still have the penalty for recently disembarking, so we're just going to back off and see if we can just wait a little bit longer so that we can lose that penalty. We may even be able to kind of move around here and try and get back up towards his capital. Leading them through the mountains. Let's see if this is going to work out for us. No doubt his barony here will have a fair amount of protection, but we are looking like we're in a better position to win this fight. Missy, hold firm, the charge. And it looks like it's already going in our favor. Now we just need to hope that our champions are going to be better than his champions, because we can see the numbers are getting smaller. It is still in our favor. 8 left, 3 left, 2. I think you've got this battle in the bag, Missy, and a good victory at that. Ooh, 36% war score. I like it. Now, we can potentially call upon our ally here, and we may want to do that. How much is that going to cost us? Oh, you'll not accept. Well, okay. What an ally you are. They're heading back in for yet another attack, and it looks like it's still very much in our favor. Oh no. Oh no. Where did those 500 additional troops come from? Out of nowhere, 500 appeared. Did you just make an ally? Landolf, did you make an ally somehow while you're defending in 2 different wars here? There's a possibility that his child has brought some troops, but no, you don't have any to your name. Missy, she's trying to hold on, but against those numbers right now and 7 champions that still seem to be active, the battle is turned and not in our favor. Yet 2 still hang on. 1, it's going to be down to the wire, but unfortunately, we have lost this fight. We will need to regroup. We just need to hope that no one significant has been captured here. Okay, we're moving away. Yeah, 878 troops. And Blanca was captured. Great. Well, in a little bit of good news, Pecs has finished converting the faith here in Malta. We appreciate that. I don't know if we want to try and do it down here in Labda because we're not going to try and hold on to that territory for too long. We are trying to make our way further north, mind you. And whoever we give that away to, they can convert it to whatever they want. Oh boy. Okay. Looks like they're going to be leaving, potentially trying to siege down Malta, or they're chasing us here. And we have gone a long ways here. This is dangerous. And you know what? We may need to make some other plays. If we can't call upon our ally, then we may need to... Pecs, my brother. Let's see here. What can we do? If we sort by alliance power... Okay, all right. She's a looker. My lad, she is a looker. 878 troops. She does have 5 champions to her name. 11th generation, 8th generation. So what we're going to try and find is someone that's going to have a fair amount of troops. And unfortunately, you don't. But it's meant to still be quite a powerful alliance. And I suppose it's calling upon Count Robert here, the sire of Theodberga. Because she doesn't actually have any territory, she would reside here. 12 prowess isn't fantastic. Let's see what else we can do. Yet another looker, the Nosferatu. Madalena, no troops here yet again, but your sire does have 7 champions. And also 900 rats. We have Dario, the magnificent alla Sombra, whose sire has 5 champions, and they are a little bit further away down here, but we should still be able to call upon them. Pecs, I think we might want to have a look at establishing this alliance here. Dario, you do have some claims, and because you don't have any territory right now, you would be joining us in court, and damn, that's some fantastic diplomacy. Will this work? Seemingly, yes. Okay. Well, as much as I would love for us to have a grand wedding, we can't. We'll just have to send the proposal and hope that this alliance comes through. And Pecs, I hope you're happy. Yes, there we go. An alliance. Okay, do we have the prestige? And will we be able to call you in? Benjamin? Yes, we can call you to war. We are going to need your help here. And Jafar, we will remember this. I think pretty much the whole reason is that you just don't like us. Why did you make an alliance with us then? We'll have to work on that before too long. Count Benjamin is joining. Wonderful. And Benjamin, you do have quite a cool look. And at 698, you've been around for a while. We can only hope that Missy is going to be able to land here before our enemy does. And oh, okay. Yeah, you were coming across from there. I see. Well then, let's just stay here for now. We're going to regroup our troops, rebuild, and we'll look at facing our foe once our ally gets here. And it's going to take them a little while to move overland. Ooh, and I thought they might have been landing here for a moment, but no, they're going to be returning back on over here. We still have a positive war score, so this is all still in our favor. Oh, hello there, Count Democritus, the level-headed. You learnt our language. Well done. That's Nice looking prestige that you got going on there. Oh, we could get some prestige if we make fun of him, or grow closer to forming a friendship. Friends are going to be important. I think we'll start to try and move towards that. Hello. And you're actually, yeah, you're another neighbor. I see it. It looks like you might be under siege currently. Good luck with that. And that's some good timing. We can pick ourselves a new martial lifestyle perk. I think we're going to go for chivalric dominance here because that increases our knight's effectiveness, which, as we know, is very important. Looks like our allies are finally going to be setting sail, and in terms of our numbers, we have bounced right back. Okay, so where are we going to be landing then, huh? Oh, you're going to be going down there? Not a bad idea. We could start to siege their other property. But that would leave Malta alone. You know what? Let's actually... Well, we've spent the gold already, haven't we? We'll land here, just in case. Oh, and our friend lost a war. Well, I say friend, not our friend yet. See if we can get the siege moving along a little faster. The sting of rejection. Oh no. When I enter Lord Montano's chamber late at night, I am not greeted by a sweet embrace, but a sneering buffoon. I've endured your laughable attempts to charm me out of politeness, but this I cannot stomach. Stay away from me, you cocky hussy. Well, it shall not be romance. The rivalry shall remain. But that does mean that we can start to herdify. Good old Joan. The siege down here is going really quite well. We've got good sight of the whole strait here, so if they do want to try and make some moves, we'll see them. There we go. 54% war score. Don't mind if we do. Let's start to make our way on over towards Inner. And it does look like that's gonna maybe throw us into debt, which isn't great because it does give us a bit of a debuff when we are fighting. But I think with our greater numbers, we should be able to overpower our enemy. We just need to hope that our allies are gonna get here pretty quickly. Okay, here we go. Let's start to march towards them. Or alternatively, we could go for the barony that's over here. Can we siege that down? They're running. Well then. Okay. Yep, let's start to move around here. And we've caught them, and we are winning. Wow, blown out the water. And we even managed to capture one of the enemy forces. A mortal. Oh, well, isn't that such a shame? If we were to say, execute you, we would lose some stress because we are sadistic. We could insanguinate you, but unfortunately, damn it, draining them is against our belief. Well, yeah, our faith values conscience. Beheading though, beheading is totally fine. No, we'll keep you in prison for now. We might be able to use that to our advantage. And our herd grows. Welcome, Joan. And it might be early to call it, oh dear. Well, I was going to say that we've got this in the bag. We've just had an alliance invalidate with Jafar because you lost all your territory. Well, maybe if you weren't such a bad ally, we would have been able to come and help defend you. Alas, you are an ally no more. Oh, and it looks like they're finally going to start making a move down here towards Malta. A new opponent? Oh dear, that's not good. Nothing in this world is certain, especially in the times of war. The Maltese claim on the county of Palermo has been no different. The conflict has changed. Oh dear, they took over it. My goal is still the same. That's very, very, very unfortunate. They just took over. Great. And now, oh boy. Well, we won the siege for Palermo, and our ally has already started engaging the enemy. So, moving over the hills. Oh, looks like they've kind of got this under control, but we'll jump in to help. Okay, 69%. Nice. We can still win this war. We just need to be careful, and we might have to march upon that capital up here to really be able to secure that victory. Let's hope that a load of other allies of his don't join up. Let's just have a look and see. Okay, you do have a few alliances. You might have already called upon those, though. I do want to be really cautious with how we go about this. We're going to start sieging here. It looks like our ally just kind of wants to stay down there for now. That's okay. You're fighting another war. Well, that's unfortunate for you. Missy, let's keep this siege going. Oh, and it does look like our enemy is going to land back on over here. Doesn't look like they've got any champions, though, so it's surely got to be in our favor. Yep. It really, really is. That was a big mistake. And a valuable prisoner has been captured. 93% war score. We got this in the bag, I think. Looks like they're retreating right back towards one of their other enemies. Yeah, sorry to say, but Sicily's ours. Well, at least this part of it. We've won the siege, and we even got some gold in the process. It's time to enforce our demands, so it shall be. And we'll be disbanding those troops. Thank you very much to our new ally, and thank you very much to Pecs. Your new spouse here really did help secure that victory for us. And actually, looking at her, with 19 diplomacy, that's just fantastic. Looking at our council here, you're actually better than our Baron Anthony, but Anthony is still a powerful vassal, so I would be uncertain about swapping you in here yet, but my gosh, you know what? Anthony, you're our ghoul. We could always send you elsewhere. And as much as I want to keep Pecs on the council, maybe Pecs, you can just focus on fighting, as we're going to be swapping you with Baron Anthony, and our new Chamberlain is going to be Dario here, who, yeah, we'll keep her focusing on foreign affairs for now. I do believe, though, with this new territory, that we have 2 new vassals. And our first is a mortal? Maybe? Hard to tell. You don't have anything else going on here. And same with you, just 2 mortals? Well, here's the thing. If we can get ourselves some more ghouls, then we might very well replace them as vassals. But now, I think we need to start to set our sights further afield yet again. We have 3 territories to our name now. And we don't need all of Sicily. We're right next to our rival now, which is certainly dangerous, but we want to keep on moving. And Sardinia, I think, might be our next target. Helena is a very, very old vampire, though. Just incredibly dangerous. Still, we need to have a look and see how far we could stretch, because we might even be able to make a bigger jump than that. We can interact all the way over here. I'm not quite sure where the furthest point we can go to is really, but I do think it would be sensible for us to still have a significant power base in the Mediterranean before we start to try and move into Europe, because it's busy up there. There's a lot going on. But Ibiza here and the other islands, we could get our hands on them. That would be rather nice. Anthony, we might want to send you out to try and fabricate a claim over here. And Arcos, how is that county control going? Slowly, you're about halfway there. As soon as you're done, we're going to be shifting you over here to Sicily. Oh yes, and let's have a look and see what kind of buildings we have here. Prince of a town. That is a significant building. It's considered a duchy building. Controlling the regional capital of a charming backwater. It ain't much, but it's better than nothing. And we can upgrade that. Having a look at level 2, it gives us more tax, more garrison, development, growth, prestige, renown, everything. I think it's worth us spending that prestige. It does mean that we won't be able to go to war right away, but that's okay. And I do think Palermo here could be a decent seat of power for us. It has a lot of potential buildings that we can construct. I think we probably will end up converting the faith here. But yes, for now, we'll get our claims elsewhere and just focus on building up our power base here. And going off of that, we can increase or replace some of our man-at-arms. It will take a little bit more in the way of gold though. And right now, we're less focused on them and more so on our champions. Ransom! Yeah, we want Cassandra back. We'll pay you the 10. You know, as much as I want to continue raising the control down here, it is going to be more important for us to get the control going up here instead. Purely just because of the buildings that we have here, we can't use them or get any kind of benefit from them while the control is so low. So we'll need to secure power here first before we look to our southern settlement. Coveted claim. Matilda, my champion, frets all day, evidently attempting to find the right words. At last we make our way to dine. She begins sheepishly. My liege, I hear that Antonio Cardona, the Count of Ferrara, has come to see you as the focus of his enmity. He talks openly of the illegitimate Countess of Malta, who daily usurps his rightful lands and revenues. Well then. Another rival? Perhaps? We get some prestige, but some stress. We could try to write to him, or believe that they may be just rumors. We get trusting liege, which increases our vassal opinion, but lowers our intrigue. Another rival? You know what? Yeah, we're okay with this. We are okay with this. You're a decent distance away, but that being said, we can challenge you to a fight, and I think it's going to be worth it. It's prestige for sure, but we can potentially win prestige back by winning this fight in single combat. For a few brief moments, Count Antonio and I pace in lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. I bare my fangs, ready to defend myself while he clutches his sword firmly to his hand. This fight may only be till first blood, but that still doesn't ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. For the power and power, suffer blasphemer. Yeah, the power of the blood he's speaking of. So, my fangs will be enough to deal with you. Bite, bite, bite. Low chance of success, medium chance of injury. My blood will give me strength. We will crush everyone with this strength. I mean, that does sound good. It would make us more ravenous. You know what? I think we are going to try and blood surge here. I call upon the powers of my blood to give me strength. My foe calls upon the powers of their blood to give them strength. Oh dear, my form is decent, and with some lapses, Antonio's stance is formidable. Now, let's see. I'm the fastest blade in Malta. Blade dance, a series of flashy expert moves, ensure your dueling prowess will be talked about for years. We'll get that prestige back, and there's a high chance of success from it as well. Let's hope. In battle, I'm an artist. Every strike is a brushstroke. Every fallen foe or gout of blood, a splash of paint. As I brandish my fangs, switching seamlessly between flourish and attack, I paint a picture of agony across my foe. My foe issues a quick order while using dominate, so he's trying to overpower us with the blood. My form is good with only small errors, and Antonio's stance is formidable. I have my opponent on the back foot, but still need to consolidate my victory. Strict guard, we focus entirely on trying to fend him off. I think we'll give it a shot. My fangs are a better protector than any shield. And we're not just using our fangs to parry, mind you, but we're parrying, countering, and guarding against Antonio's every move. Where he moves his sword, my blade is there waiting, followed by my fangs. My foe calls upon the power of their blood to give them strength. That's the second time that he's done that. He's going to be getting far more hungry. Missy's form is excellent with little chance for mistake, and Antonio's stance is formidable. We're going to go in yet again with our blade, getting more prestige in the process and winning the duel. I whirl around, my fangs setting to the neck of Antonio in a deadly flourish, weaving a song of pain across my opponent with every blow. There is an art to true combat, and I am nothing if not an artist. Only when Antonio has been beaten to a near stupor do I deliver the final blow, disarming him with one smoothly powerful cleave that sends the man's sword flying. I prepare myself mentally and physically to gut him, pausing perfectly the second my opponent yields. We win the duel. Congratulations, Missy. Well bloody done, and well worth all that prestige. And hey, prince of a large town. And it does look like we can take that even further still. Prince of a city. That's looking pretty nice to me. Worth the prestige, I say. Well, that's interesting. So, just looking at our decisions here, we have an option to channel the power of sanguine blood. I see. Channel your excess resonance into additional power for a time. Warning, this is best used after you've acquired all the sanguine skill or no longer wish to acquire any of the said skills. Interesting. It increases our house opinion. I don't think that's going to really help us out all that much. I think holding onto the perk is going to be more worthwhile because we may be able to learn one of the sanguine disciplines before too long. And we really don't have much of a house as of yet, so we're not going to worry about that. But in terms of the other decisions that we can make, we can host an elysium, and we can also survey our capital. This will actually cause us to reduce a load of stress because we're sadistic and brave. It will cost us coin to do so though, so I think we'll look at hosting an elysium first. Yet another opportunity to lose stress, but it also gives us some possibilities to do some interesting things. So it is going to cost us 50 gold for us to do it, but I think it's still going to be worth it. We haven't had an elysium as of yet, and this is a chance for us to get everyone together in one place to have a big celebration of sorts. And as we can see with the preparation, there is a lot to consider and prepare for a successful elysium. You've covered the basic needs, but you're now pondering going a little further to really impress your guests. Will you put your hosting skills to the test to secure a more prestigious elysium? So we could haggle to try and get it better, or pay some more qualified people to take care of it, or it's perfect as it is. Unfortunately, it is going to have to be perfect as it is because we don't have any more coin to spend right now. A helping hand. Isabel, are you pregnant? Hang on, okay, you're a ghoul. Yeah, it's possible. Anthony, yeah, they've had a kid, and you're a revenant because you're a child of ghouls. Well, this is an unintended but very fortuitous consequence. You have potence and animalism as disciplines. Very, very interesting. And yeah, they've got another kid on the way as well. Well now, very interesting. So Isabella's head isn't in the game tonight. She's been the talk of the court, and not in a good way. This is quite the predicament, but also an opportunity. We can rescue the poor soul with some choice words, or we can pile on. So she is a baron of ours. I'm here to help. It could increase her opinion of us. This is not my problem. It's an opportunity for us to gain a fair amount of prestige or piling on. We don't really have any stress to lose right now. And while we're sadistic, I think pissing off one of our baronesses probably isn't the smartest play. We're here to help. We'll take that. Loud neighbor. It seems your elysium hasn't been as quiet as you had hoped. So many people gathered during the night is drawing unwanted attention from nearby mortals. Nothing you can't handle, obviously, but you are endangering the masquerade by continuing the reunion. Nothing to be concerned about. Lots of prestige, but exposure will increase, or we can close Elysium. Nah, we're good. We will take the exposure for now, and that is something that we can have a look at dealing with. But right, well, there we go. Antonio here now knows too much. He saw us violate the silence of the blood, aka the masquerade, revealing ourselves as a vampire. The masquerade has been breached. What shall be done with them? Okay, so bribe them to say nothing, kill them, which does go against our beliefs, but I do believe it would be for the best. Draining them, however, would be considered to be a step too far right now. We are following the path of chivalry, and while this will go against it, it does protect the wider society, and we really don't have the coin to try and bribe him. So we will try to overcome him using our prowess, and it seems like we were successful. The council meeting. A council meeting is scheduled for tonight, a classic occurrence in the vampiric world. This is the moment where your closest advisors will be able to speak their minds about various issues and how to deal with them. As their liege, it will be up to you to decide whether or not to accept their suggestions. Let us begin, and let's see what they bring to the table. I am hoping that we'll have something here. So our Chamberlain has nothing special to report. Our advisor's speech was sort of boring, but we still picked up some useful tidbits of information, meaning we get some diplomacy experience. I'll take it. Next. Dear. A lackluster plan from our keeper, who comes forwards with a plan to back a local group of thugs and collect a part of their earnings as a reward. It's not really the most glamorous of activities, and you would prefer to avoid being linked to it. Sadly, your keeper doesn't seem to have thought of the issue beforehand. So we'd lose a lot of prestige to be able to get some coin, or she's just going to think poorly of us. We did help her out earlier, so I think this is kind of balancing things out a little bit. Unfortunately, when our advisors aren't really skilled, we will get these things here, lackluster plans. I was really hoping that our council was looking better than this. Your sheriff wants to focus your court's efforts on improving your champion's skills. A worthy effort, but one that might prove costly. Your advisor doesn't seem to consider it a real problem though, and asks for an exorbitant amount of money to set up a proper training regime. So Denise could get 5 prowess for 500 gold? Akos, unfortunately, yeah, we are gonna have to throw you under the bus for that one. Not a good plan at all. But our court mentor, Chaplain Anthony, is here to save the day. He has a plan to legitimate our rule over a nearby area. It obviously includes a hefty amount of bribes and favors to be called, but your skilled advisor managed to cover all of the expenses, making this plan already as good as done. It gives us an unpressed claim on Tripolitana. Very nice. Yes, we will take that. Thank you. And that's just down here, right? It's our friend. Or well, someone that thinks a little bit more highly of us. Yeah, we're not friends yet, per se, so we could have a look at extending our influence down here. And finally, our Scourge, David, which is really the only kind of like weak link in our chain. He is worried about a potential masquerade breach, even where there isn't one to be seen. And it's going to cost a lot of prestige to be able to reduce exposure. We will be fine, so unfortunately, they are going to think poorly of us because we've turned down their plans, but they're not good plans. And that's why it's really, really important for us to have a council that is competent. And for the most part, they are. We could probably look for a better steward and a better spy master, but really Akos as our sheriff should be doing better than he is. It was just unlucky that time around. Now, we do have a bit of exposure. We can try to deal with that. If we cover up the masquerade, kill them all, we could get wounded. Oh, draining the life. Well, I suppose we'll be dealing with this first. Ah, a duchess. There is something wrong in your realm. It took a moment to notice, but the mortal populace in your area looks unhealthy. After a little investigation, you understand that some supernatural shenanigans are afoot. The sun is often obscured during the day, as shadows seem to have a will of their own, compromising the life of local residents. Someone is clearly using a powerful ritual to weaken you, and you will have to find a solution, or accept this troubling turn of events. Hi there, Duchess. A new foe. It's time to hit the books for a solution. There is a 52% chance that we have our realm return to normal. Otherwise, Malta has life drain. The fort level drops by 100. Jeez. And then, of course, that will happen here if we fail. So we gotta try. We will take on the stress. Our realm returns to normal. That is very, very lucky there, Missy. Okay, so where are you currently? Oh, of course, you're right on our border, and we can go to war with you. You are allied with our enemy that we fought just recently. Maybe we will need to try and fight more here to really secure our power before we try and move on. But then there's also the possibility that we just get weighed down in the politics of the Mediterranean. For now, we will count ourselves lucky and we'll head back to having a look at covering up the masquerade. We can use money, we can try and lay low for a while, but that's not great for our prestige and whatnot. I think we just have to take the chance. There is a high opportunity that we will end up wounded here, and there is also an opportunity for the masquerade exposure to increase. See how we go. Rolling the dice, it increased, and we ended up getting wounded in the process. While Missy was able to kill quite a few, it was not enough, it seems. That is unfortunate. We cannot afford to have any more exposure. We're going to need to deal with that again as soon as we possibly can. Well done, Anthony. We have a claim. It will cost us a fair bit of gold, however, to see it done, but it's going to be worth it. We will be in debt for a little while, but we should be able to work our way out of that hole. But that's going to allow us to start a war over here. And having a look at you, 8 champions, and you do have an ally, the exiled prodigy, and your military strength is significant. You also have other allies, so we could end up with quite a big war here. But there's also a strong possibility that we could land, do a huge amount of damage very quickly, and end the war in one swift movement. But that's leaving a lot up to chance, and we can't afford to do that right now. Our numbers, though, have grown significantly. We have 9 champions now. We have 900 troops in total. And all is fair. Many treaties have been written on honorable conduct in war, but those authors' lives weren't on the line when they put pen to paper. I know from experience the best way to defeat my enemies is to ensure we only engage in battle on my terms. The question is, what terms would be most advantageous? Trick my enemies into overextending. We can gain practiced manipulative tactics, which would give a lot of enemy fatal casualties and would give us an advantage if we were defending. There is also a chance that we get the nickname The Foolish, hit and run, which would give us critical stress because we are brave, or only cowards would use tactics like these, and we'd end up losing stress. It is a gambit to go for the top. I think in this instance, let's just lose the stress. Yeah, that's okay. We're brave. We will face our foes head on. Oh, and there's a bit of good news. We have enough lifestyle experience now to pick up a phlegmatic perk. So under Dominate here, we can pick up Cloud Memory, which can cause people to forget, specific events, or Compel. It does give us some benefits when it comes to blood bonding, abducting, and inviting others to court. I think we're going to go in that direction first of all. Oh, and our culture has joined the High Medieval era. so we will have access to new innovations. We are not the leader of this culture though, so we don't get to decide the direction, but it is moving in a good direction, it seems. And yet again, it seems like we have another opportunity to cover up the masquerade, and this is dangerous. I mean, it's a small chance for it to go up to endangered. We can't really afford to pay that price. I think we just have to go for trying to cover it up this way, and thankfully, we get that a little bit further. We didn't even get injured in the process. We will have to attempt to do so again once we get the chance, and I feel like it's probably once a year that we're getting that opportunity at the moment. Oh, annoying company. I am comfortably soaking at the bathhouse, finally getting some well-deserved downtime, when a grating voice from somewhere nearby interrupts my tranquil thoughts. Did you see her and that ridiculous Tiny? A little farther into the room, I spot Lord Montano making obscene gestures, surrounded by a crowd of laughing sycophants. It's hard to miss that they are staring at me. That's it. I'm sick and tired of this nonsense. Monsanto has been antagonizing me for far too long, and now he's also trying to ruin my bath time. I've never met such a vile buffoon as him. Curse you, Montano. Okay, so either way, it's going to be a significant amount of stress that we are taking here. So, our options. He will pay for this, which will make him our nemesis. A step above rival, one might think. I want him dead now, starts a murder scheme, or I'm probably overreacting. I think we are going to go the nemesis route, and because of that, I think we're going to need to take this rivalry all the more seriously. As much as I, and no doubt Missy, want to take action against Montano, there's very little that we can do at this stage, especially against a kindred as powerful as he. For now, we are just going to have to let the days roll on by. We will not be leaving the Mediterranean before we deal with this nemesis, but our attention is elsewhere, and war is most certainly on the horizon. Missy, let's have a look at declaring that now. For our claims, and we can see, looking at the total number of soldiers here, we do match up somewhat. 16 champions on their side, 14 on ours. We are going to need our allies to assist us in this war. Let's get it started. Declaring it, we will immediately call upon our ally, raise up our troops, and make sure, of course, that Missy is going to be leading the charge. Excellent. Benjamin is with us, and we are going to sail out immediately for the islands. If our ally can get there shortly after us, that would be fantastic, but we need a decisive strike fast. Oh, it looks like our ally might be kind of a little occupied at the moment as well, so that's not great, but let's hope that they deal with that and that they can then help us in turn. Well, we have landed. I'm waiting for that penalty to go away before we attempt to try and strike at them here. And oh, it's looking good. Let us hope that, we can take them out. But first, agents at court. I have discovered agents at my court, obviously in the employ of my rival, Count Antonio. When requested to withdraw them, the Count acquiesced, but I might have to keep an eye out. You need to go. You most certainly do. But for now, this is our focus, and it looks like it's paying off. We managed to capture a countess, a 10th generation Banu Hakim. Well then, we'll keep you locked up for the time being. And our siege here has already started. They're going to keep on throwing their troops against us, and we're going to keep on repelling them. We have yet another enemy combatant that we've captured, a 5th generation Banu Hakim. Now there is a possibility that we might be able to try and sway some of these kindred over to our side. Before we finish the war, we'll see if we can do that. Oh, a quick choice. As you retract your fangs and wipe some of the blood off of your mouth, you look at the corpse of the hunters who tried to attack you and wonder, were they badly misformed about your power or just overconfident? Anyway, they're dead now, except one who is running away rather quickly. You're a bit too bored to feel like chasing after him. He seems nimble and you are above running through the streets like a madman, but if you don't chase him down, he will surely bring news of this petty scrap to his superiors. Perhaps a nice chase will remind me of the good old days. The masquerade exposure will decrease, but will become critically stressed, or back to the throne room. No. We need to take care of this problem now, Missy. And what will we do about that stress? We are not going to become irritable. we will try to endure for now and find a way to get rid of all that stress, because there's a considerable amount of it right now. The siege is done, wonderful, and at 92%, I'd say maybe one more fight might be enough to bring us to victory. I mean, we captured yet another enemy combatant, yet unfortunately it looks like we might need to stick around here until we finish them off properly. We can't really afford to go to one of the other islands because they'll just siege down this property here. But right now, we've got the war goal, we're winning these fights, it should be over before too long. Oh, excellent, and our allies are here, so we've doubly won this. And seeing as we're nearly at 100 war score, let's have a look at those prisoners now before we do anything else. Right now, I am looking for prowess above everything else. And Saad here, at 21, you are looking good, especially considering your 5th generation. Really, I think you're the only person that we would potentially consider bringing on. You got a lot of claims as well, which is interesting. But can we convince you to join us if we were to negotiate your release? You will accept if we release you. What if we also demand a conversion? That's not going to happen. The weak hook won't happen either, but we can get you to join our court. Let's make that happen. Let's see if you say yes. And that's a yes. To the cocky Melissa, I have no choice but to accept your conditions of my release. Wonderful. We have ourselves a new champion, I believe, and the war is settled. But yeah, we will want to make sure that you are, in fact, going to serve as a champion. We shall force you to take up that role. And thankfully, the war here is done. We shall enforce our demands. Our claims have been made, and Palma is now under our control. Wonderful. Having a look here, we can also increase our hold over this province. And I think we're probably going to want to do that, upgrading it to Prince of a large town. As soon as we've got our control situation sorted here, we will be getting that sorted over here. Oh, and we've got a Baron who right now doesn't actually want to be on the council, so hey, that's good. But of course, we still have these 2 islands to the side here that we might want to contend with, but all up, our influence that we can exert over the world will have increased, getting us ever so closer to our goal here in England. But oh boy, before we consider any of that, we will need to have amassed a much bigger force than what we have right now. We are spread out, we don't have consolidated power. But if we can swipe some of the other islands here in the Mediterranean, I think we can have quite the domain under our command. And extra good news, it looks like we can still ransom off some of the prisoners that we took in that last war. They weren't released as a part of the victory conditions. So yes, let's go sort that. And it also seems that we can appoint a worthy successor to our Pecs' accolade here. Yes, very good. Our newest recruit. Well, there you go. You are the successor to Pecs' accolade. Congratulations. And just as I was looking to wrap things up, she's back at it again. The Duchess is here, using her mastery over shadows to cause us a significant problem. Last time it worked out well for us, but this is going to give us even more stress than we had before. Not great. We have to go for it though. We now have an overwhelming amount of stress, but thankfully, our realm has returned to normal. Ingratitude. Pecs. Ungrateful wretches, do they not know the sacrifices I make for their sake? Every day I endlessly slave away to make this realm prosperous, yet all everyone does is complain and ask for more. And now Pecs goes so far as to question my orders. So we'd be losing Brave here and taking up Arbitrary. We could send Pecs to the dungeon or take more stress. I think we're going to have to take more stress, as much as I hate to say it, but we do have opportunities to reduce that stress. A hunt. And you know what? Let's squeeze one in here at the end of the episode. And would you look at that? It does look like the opportunity for a hunt here is slightly better. And while there's a fair bit of danger, I think this is the route that we're going to go for. We're going to try and stop by Syracuse on the way back to see if we can pick up that little bit of diplomatic experience visiting the capital of the Sea of Shadows. It might also be worthwhile us getting someone who has experience with traveling on the sea. Experienced captains Yes, that brings the chance of danger down dramatically. And as for our intent, we shall slay a beast. We'll also make sure that we've got a reasonable party coming with us. Off they go. I see. Fibonacci, the mathematician. Oh boy, you are rather learned, aren't you? Well then, I suppose we could try to win you over, Fibbo. Maybe pulling some strings, using a little bit of our prestige to try and win you. I mean, we'll give it a shot. And no competitors. Apart from, yes, I talked far too soon. We do have a competitor to deal with. Do we really want yet another rival? No, we shall let him go for now. If you really want him, take him. Ah, and he was embraced. A 9th generation kindred, La Sombra. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us, eh? And it looks like this time we're going to be hunting, a roe, or we go for a wolf. Yeah, let's go for a proper hunt. And what's this now? Yet another person of interest, Gulam. The mortal 7th Crusade is coming to a close after the defeat of the Crusaders in the Battle of Mansoura. Despite their earlier victories, the Christians charged too soon into the city, and only 3 knights of the original 280 came back to their home camp. One of them is Guillaume de Sonac, the Grand Master of the Templar Order, who fought his way out of the city but lost an eye in the process. He is now desperately leading a lost defense against the Muslim counterattack. Known as an able diplomat and a skilled general, de Sonac could be an interesting recruit to your court. Your agents are ready to exploit the ongoing chaos to fake his death, then bring him to you. Okay, so what's it going to be this time? Gold or prestige? There is a chance for us to gain more prestige if we are able to have a successful hunt here. I would really quite like to have him join our court because we may very well be able to embrace him. He could be the first creation of Missy, but it depends on how this goes. And no one has come for him as of yet. He is in our court and we can start to plot, we can start to plan, and I think we will. We'll have a look at embracing you, Guillaume, as our vampiric child. It'll take some time though, so we'll let that roll. And here, we follow our quarry into the flatland, slowly but surely gaining on the despised wolf. It suddenly spooks, charged away in another direction. And as I move to see what's scared, I can scarcely believe my eyes. David and Agatha entangled on the ground in a passionate embrace. Back away slowly, I saw nothing, or it's a disgrace, or get up, I can feel the beast is nearby. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's just get back into the hunt. Oh no, and I think this is probably to do with Guillaume here. Well, fantastic. We'll lose some prestige here, that's okay. Let's hope that we can decrease the masquerade. No change. That is rather unfortunate. But here we go, we've had some success here. Amram signals across the grasslands. A whole wolf pack crouches in a hollow not far off. Let's ride after it. Oh dear, and our stress has crossed into critical. We're at the highest stress level at the moment. It's all too much. What worth is there in even trying? We're in the middle of a dinner when it all just falls apart. I have to go through new records from Malta and I have to settle a dozen local disputes. I have to. Are you alright, my liege? My vassal, Baroness Eleanor, cautiously voices her concern. So, right, we could become melancholic, ask her to help us, which would cause us to lose a level of fame and a load of prestige, or we become wrathful. We'd lose the trait calm. You know what? I feel like it's time for a bit of wrath. No longer calm. Oh, and we have some foragers here. The forest is truly the mantle of the poor. The wolf is fleeing from foraging peasants, and Missy can feel her patience wearing thin. This might be a sign of that wrath. Yes, we came here to hunt, did we not? That would give us some trouble, but at the same time, I feel like right now, it's going to be in character. They shall hunt. And it seems like after all of this, the damn wolf is gone. The hunt fails. Nevertheless, we have still lost a considerable amount of stress, and we will still be getting some prestige from this, so not all is lost from this. Let us finish the hunt and take at least a little bit of satisfaction that we are not as stressed as we were before. Oh dear. But Missy is going to need to deal with that stress. It's all starting to build. Montano right on her borders. And from the events we've seen, the kindred of the Mediterranean seem to meet up on more than a few occasions. Elysiums in different cities, and those encounters are becoming more and more bothersome. As of yet, these troubles have not led to physical violence. Yet, as a nemesis, Montano is considerably dangerous. But he's just one kindred. There's also Duchess Mary, who is constantly casting shadows over Malta. The La Sombra are quite the enemy to have. For now though, Missy and Pecs and the blood of Bavent continues to flow. Their influence has spread to 4 different provinces throughout the Mediterranean. And for one so young, Missy has been making dangerous but bold plays. Young kindred though, and especially those that burn bright, burn out rather fast. Let us hope that Melissa isn't spreading herself too thin. And Legionnaires, thank you once again for joining me for yet another episode. As the night is dark and full of terrors, and for now, our own terror gets the opportunity to continue her unlife. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.